Hi, I'm Morten from Nordic Approach and Tropic. Welcome to our second virtual cupping. So again, because of the COVID times, we're trying to share our cupping experience with you. You can't come here, we can come to you, but we can do it on video. So we're going to take you through another set of canyons. The canyons from the first video is no longer available. So we have like 6 other great coffees for you that we can go through. And they're all from different factories, and all the factories are under different cooperative societies. They're also from 4 different regions or areas. It's Kirinyaga, it's Nyeri, it's Embu and Muranga. I would also say that in the beginning, when we started to buy Kenyans, we were very focused on Nyeri. There was some political complications in Kenya for a while, and that forced us to actually go a little broader, and that made us actually realize that, you know, there are many different regions around central Kenya that have amazing coffees that can totally compete with the ones that we saw as the best ones from Nyeri at that time. Okay, let's cup. This is Gachami, it's a AA. It's from Kirinyaga, which have a lot of amazing coffees these days. It's a very classic heavy-bodied berry-like canyon. It have all these fruity, mature berry notes together with like the florals and the citrusy stuff. So I would say this is a great example of a classic, complete kind of canyon coffee. This is Gikirima, another AA. This year, that was the first coffee we got on the table that really had that kind of syrupy, classic, heavy-weighted, complex Kenyan style that we know. There's been like a lot of coffee since then on the table, but this was one of the first buying decisions we took. It is from Embu, where we don't see a lot of coffees, just because we haven't had the tradition of buying much there, but the last few years we've seen like some standout coffees like this in that area. So here we got like a Gichathaini AA. That's always been one of my favorites, maybe emotionally as well, because it was one of the early days coffees that we bought from Kenya for Nordic. And this year that have the very typical blackcurrant, floral kind of profile that you can find in the area at its best. And I think this is a great example for those who like high intensity, bright Kenyan coffees. So this is a key. It's an AB. A super well-priced coffee in terms of the performance. Key is also a washing station that we have been buying regularly the last 3 years, I think. It's from Rugeto cooperative in Kirinyaga, that also have a lot of other factories that we have been buying from. It's kind of a bright, floral, more like citrusy coffee than some of the other Kenyans we have this year. It's balanced, it's medium intense, but very, very delicate and crisp. So if you're in for the lighter, brighter Kenyans, this is a good option. So we have a Kamwangi AB on the table, and I'm so glad it's back. We've been buying that coffee for many years, but for several reasons we couldn't work with that one last year. But here it is. This coffee have kind of a very delicate chamomile-like herbal florality to it, as well as it have the berries and the depth that the coffee is known for. It's from Kirinyaga. It's on a very, very high altitude. It's in an area where they grow a lot of tea. To us, it's always a favorite on the table. So we have a Gatuya AB on the table. It's from Muranga, which is another area that we don't buy too much coffees from, but we have seen them coming up lately as like really, really standouts. It's a different Kenyan, I would say, than many of the others that we bought this year. It's kind of very tropical fruit-like. It have this kind of peachy, delicate stone fruit flavors, citrusy, super juicy and also tight and bright. almost tea-like in a way. So a different and standout coffee in many ways. So these virtual cuppings are new to us, and thanks a lot for joining. Obviously we wish you were here, but given the circumstances, please give us the feedback on how you perceive these things and whether it's helpful or not. And thanks, hope to see you next time.